what is up? Welcome back to episode number 2 of Drama in the Dirt. Okay, last week we talked about relationships, being misunderstood, falling in love, heartbreak, because that's just all the fun shit about growing up and adulting. You get to experience all of these fun things in life. I did ask everyone to send in confessions or funny relationship stuff or whatever the fuck you wanted to send in. I was going to leave it completely anonymous, but I didn't get a chance to check it. I was thinking that I'm going to dedicate the third podcast episode to funny stories that you guys send in from episode 1 and this episode also. This is the podcast where we get into the messy, raw, real part of fucking life. Okay, the shit that nobody else wants to talk about, that someone needs to be told, okay, you're not crazy, somebody relates to you. And I like to talk about the shit that we really only talk about with our besties, whether it's over wine or, well, shit, if you just share your guts with everybody you meet and you're just a really talkative person, then maybe it's not your bestie. Maybe it's somebody else. Maybe it's Joe Blow from the fucking grocery store. Okay. Who knows? Today we are diving deep into some girl talk. And when I say it's going to get hot in here, it is going to get hot in here. Today we are talking about the intimate part of being in love. We are talking about the good sex, the disastrous sex, and everything in between. I'm talking the great moments, the moments where you literally laugh out loud, and the moments where you literally can never look at that person the same way ever again. We also are going to be talking about what a girl really wants in the bedroom, what you men think she wants, but she does not like. So get ready, because things are about to get spicy. Okay, let's start with the disasters, because everybody has a disaster story. Everybody has been in that moment when you're like in the middle of it and then you're sitting there thinking, wait, is this actually happening? Like maybe it's a weird position, okay, that nobody should try outside of an Olympic gymnasium, okay? Or maybe it's the awkward slip. Like, if you know what I mean, then it's happened to you. And I don't mean it in a good way either. It's that awkward slip where you're both just sitting there looking at each other and you're like, oh my God, because your heart literally stops, like it drops. Nothing can kill the mood faster than a awkward noise that was not even supposed to happen, or a body part being in a spot or moving or doing something the way it wasn't supposed to, because then it's just all out of whack, okay? And I'm not saying that you have to plan your intimate moments with your husband, boyfriend, whatever, but you guys both usually are on the same page. You both usually can work together and move each other and, cooperate with each other to get what you both are wanting in the end. But when that doesn't happen, or something happens that wasn't supposed to happen, it can be so freaking awkward, and literally it kills the mood, kills the vibe. But hey, it happens. I mean, if you're not laughing at some of the weird moments you've had, are you even living? Like me and my husband, we laugh together all the freaking time. It makes it fun. It makes it, we both can enjoy each other's company. We laugh and make fun of each other all the time. But I'm not talking about the awkwardness of ruining the mood. Let's get into the good stuff. We've all had those perfect moments too, right? Where you're not expecting that moment to be so great, and then it hits and it's like, oh my God. It's the sex where everything is just fired. The chemistry's there. The vibe's right. You're both in sync. Like you've been doing this shit for years. I'm talking about the sex where you're like, how have I even done this before? Like you try a new move and it just works, or you hit a new spot and it's like, whoa, okay, whoa. Because good sex, like actual, is not just about the act itself. It's about the fact that you found something real. When you're like, where the fuck has this been all my life? You get to let go of the awkwardness. You get to just enjoy the moment, okay? That is the end goal for everybody. We all want to get to that point where it's all comfortable. The awkward noise doesn't bug us anymore. It just feels real. It feels comfortable. It feels like we have been doing this for our whole lifetime and we have it down to a T. And how you feel in it is everything. It connects with, how comfortable you are trying new things. And if you're not comfortable when you go to try new things, then it's just not going to work, and I wouldn't even attempt it. There's certain things that you and your spouse or partner should talk about for boundary wise, like what is on the table, what's not on the table. Stuff you should talk about beforehand, so it's not that awkward conversation during where you're like, oh my God, can you not do that? Like, I don't like that. Or like, oh my God, like, that's not right. Like, that just ruins everything. So don't leave it until in the moment, okay? Talk about it beforehand. He should be aware. You should be aware. Like, everybody should be aware of what is okay and what is like, if you do that, it's done. Like, the moment is over. So to be honest, like, good sex isn't just about the skill or stuff like that. But let's be real. Sometimes we do like a little bit of variety, shall we say? Sometimes it's good to have a balance of both. Sometimes it's good to just let go and, just go with the moment. Don't talk about like, what position do you want to do tonight? Like, don't do that. Just go with the moment. Or if it doesn't feel right, it doesn't feel like the night, then just don't put yourself in that awkward situation. Here's the thing that we don't talk about enough. It's what we really want when it comes to being in bed. Like, no bullshit, no pretending. What do we really want? And no, I'm not talking about the whole, oh my God, we really just want someone that knows how to treat us and knows what they're doing. No, not talking about that stuff. That's too plain, too simple. I'm talking about, do we want it to go nice and slow, or do we want to get straight to the point? Do we want you to talk dirty, or do we want you to just sit and shut the fuck up? Or do we want the sweet stuff where there's lots of, before play and everything like that? Or do we just want it in and gone? I'm just going to be the blunt one and say something that a lot of us women don't talk about. Okay, yes, some women are okay with like the dirty talk and stuff. But when we're in the moment and you're every 5 seconds, do you like that? I'm moaning, aren't I? Like, the whole, do you like that? It's okay if you're doing something new to like ask me, because then I'm gonna be like, oh, yeah. But if we're like in the middle of it and we're not doing something new, we're doing something we've done before that I've expressed that I like before, and why are you saying, oh my God, do you like that? Like, no, I don't when you do that. So just shut up. Just shut up and focus on what you're doing. You're doing great. Keep it up. Just shut your mouth. And like, I get it. Some of us do like a little dirty talk. But when we say a little dirty talk, I literally mean a little dirty talk. Stop pretending like we're in an adult film and the viewers want to hear everything that's going on, because that's not the case. It's me, it's you, we're in the bed, we're doing it, we know what's going on, and judging by the sounds, I would say we are both pretty satisfied. So let's not have to, do you like that? Is that okay? Are you okay? Like, I would express if I had a different opinion, trust me. But also, gentlemen, remember, sex is a two-way street. You need to pay attention to what she likes, what she's wanting, and don't just worry about you. Because if you're just worrying about you, it's not satisfying for her. And hello, enthusiasm. Okay, if you're not into it, then what the hell are we even doing? But ladies, that does kind of go for us too. If you're not feeling it, say something. Don't just starfish it. Don't just lay there and take it. Don't just think you can't say anything. Get it out there, because if it's not a mutual enjoyment, it's just not enjoyable, period. All right, so we talked about the disasters. We talked about, disasters. I wanted to put in my own little story. Me and my husband had just got together. There's certain spots around town, I feel like most towns have this where you can go like park and have a moment. Not saying I recommend it, but one of our spots is at a quarry. And to be honest, it's right there off the highway. Like, you can see the whole parking lot. And me and my husband stopped there the one night in his hatchback car that he had when we first got together. And we wanted to just, stop before we got home. And it was great. Everything was going good. And then I went to get out of the car to clean myself up a bit quick. And mind you, it's nighttime. It is pitch black out. But if this motherfucker doesn't lock all the goddamn doors and lock me outside of the car naked, and I don't know why, but all the traffic came right at that time and started swooping by, and there was cars with headlights and everything driving by, and I'm standing outside of this car like, oh my God, like, let me the fuck inside. So that was fantastic. But that's just my own little disaster story. We've pretty much covered everything, I think, in this episode. I am going to, like I said, dedicate episode number 3 to all of your confessions and your stories. And I want to hear it all. Like, don't leave out the details. I want to hear everything. Now I want to hear stories about the relationships and the falling in love and the heartbreak and the disastrous relationships, but also I want to hear about everything in between during it. I want to hear about the funny sex stories. I want to hear about the disastrous stories. I want to hear about the stories that you literally told your best friend and told her if she tells anybody, she's gonna die. So that's it for today's podcast of Drama in the Dirt. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got a good laugh, maybe a little insight, and maybe some fun stories you just thought of to tell your friends later, or me, because I am willing to hear it all. Remember, sex does not have to be perfect, but it sure as hell does have to be real. But don't forget to hit me up with your stories. Let's keep this conversation going, because trust me, there is a lot more drama where this came from. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next week's episode. I'll be back each and every week with some small town drama, small town dirt, and more juicy real talk that you only usually talk about in closed doors with your best friend.